Hello and welcome along to episode 2 of this Snooker 19 career, the other O'Sullivan with me, Daniel. Today we're playing our third event since the start of this career. We're in the first round of the Indian Open qualifiers, and it doesn't get any easier this time around as we face world number 7 Judd Trump, who's well known for his potting and break building. So one or two mistakes and we could let him in, and I'm pretty sure we're going to make more than that. It's best of 3, so we're going to be out of this one fairly quickly, but we just want to show you the progress we're making and how we've been coming along off camera. So in terms of the schedule, we've played one more qualifying event. That was for the Yushan World Open over in China. We did get a frame off Mark Allen in that one. It was best of 5 on that occasion, but we lost 3-1 and unfortunately we didn't get through. The first game, which we started on camera against Mark Selby, that was in the Kaspersky Riga Masters. Unfortunately we lost that one 2-0. We did get down to the yellow in the first frame, but after a long safety exchange we made the mistake. Unfortunately the Xbox update hasn't come yet. That was the one that would stop the roll-up safety shots, which seemed to be a recurring event on this game. But we're looking forward to the next event anyway. It's really immersive and I'm really getting into it. And I've got one more bit of good news to show you. If we go to our pros career stats, we've now got a high break of 34. We've managed to get past the 30 break. That's something that's a big milestone for us, and hopefully we'll get a half century sooner rather than later. As soon as we can move up the rankings just a little bit, we'll start to get qualifying games against slightly lower opposition, or I'm hoping there might be some smaller events where some of the big players aren't playing. We'll wait and see if that's the case, but at the moment we've played 2 and lost 2, and it looks like it's going to be 3 from 3 today. We've moved up 2 places in the rankings despite not getting a point. I think that's just been done automatically. It's a little bit strange to work out the reasoning. So let's get into the current event, the Indian Open first qualifying round. We're not expecting much today, but we will hope we can build some breaks at the very least. If we can get some 30s or 40s just to get some time at the table, it really would be a good achievement. So we're going to focus mainly today on when we're at the table. We're not going to sit and watch Judd Trump's breaks like we did with the first couple of Mark Selby's. We're not going to watch all the safety exchanges, but we will get into a couple. We want to focus on how we're developing and focus on Ronnie O'Sullivan rather than our opponents. But as we get into this first frame, hopefully it's Judd Trump with the break, as we've not been particularly good with the break off so far. So let's get into the first frame, see who's going to be taking it. The handshake's there from the 2 lads, and it's Judd Trump who is going to break off. So we'll let him play that. We'll watch this one as we know that's the most important of the frame, just to see if we're given a sniff of an opportunity with our first shot. Again, they found the baulk line perfectly, and it looks like we're going to have a real tough job on our hands, although we have got a slight go at the long pot if we want to. So we'll see if we can get onto a colour from it, otherwise we won't take the gamble and we'll just go for a safety shot on the other side. Although it does look like our route's blocked off for most, so we might not have a choice in the matter. One of the other things we want to do today is focus on the 3 stages of taking a shot. For those of you that haven't played it, of course, or who haven't followed my content before, just to see the way we play the game and the way this game's different from previous snooker games. Obviously the last one being 2011. So the initial bit's still the same. You generally just move the left thumbstick and you find the shot. You can find the general area you want to go and select your shot if you're on a colour, but you don't have to actually play the shot here. Once you press through from that, just pressing A takes you to the second part. That's where you can fine tune, which again is exactly the same, just holding the left trigger and then moving the thumbstick at the same time. If at any stage you need to have a look around, you can either press B to go back to your previous angle, or when you're in there again, you can press Y and then the left or right to have a view of the table. Unfortunately, you can't do it from other places, so you haven't got that opportunity to do the walk round the table as it would be in real life. But as it is, it's still okay, and we're just going to play the shot. To apply spin, it's holding the right trigger and moving the right thumbstick. I can't remember if that's the same as the old games. I haven't played it for a few months, so I'm not quite sure if that was the same way. But the different stages when you press A here, you then have the right thumbstick down and back up to play the shot, which hopefully will be perfect for us here. We're not changing the power, we just want to get the pot guaranteed, and we've actually got a lovely angle on the black to go into the reds off the bottom cushion. So it's a bit of a thin cut. We're going to get the dreaded cone. It's a lot better than the previous game in the sense that you don't have a guaranteed pot. You used to be able to get pots from ridiculous angles in previous ones because you always just had a line of exactly where the ball was going, and you even had a circle of exactly exactly where the cue ball was going to end up, within a metre or two. This one has so many variables. I liken it to the newer cricket games from Big Ant, which there's a new one coming off next month which we'll be playing, where there's that little bit of unpredictability and it allows you to make the same mistakes that you would if you were playing the game in real life. It makes it much more frustrating and challenging to learn, but a far more immersive experience too. So we're just going to try and roll the black in, and then we're going to play a safety shot if need be. We're not going to try and build a break from here, so let's just see if we can get it in the pocket. Only 20% power. It looks like we've absolutely nailed that, and we've got a good position to play a safety now, even if it's just nestling behind the black. I've turned the commentary down again for this one. I'm not quite sure what it will sound like. It's the first time I'm not making football content, so it's all a little bit new to me. But hopefully you're enjoying it, and obviously give me your feedback if you'd like to see more. We're only planning to do one a week on Fridays at the moment, but if you are enjoying it more, we can obviously create more content. So let's try and get this onto the bottom cushion. We just want to keep the ball in play. We're not focusing on getting any special shots in or trying to snooker our opponent. It's all about the safety exchange. We're just going for 7% power. I've accidentally clicked it off again there. It's the one mistake you will make if you've played other games, not getting used to it quick enough. You will accidentally do that instead of pressing the power up. We've got on the cushion beautifully there, so we'll see what Judd Trump does, and we'll come back when we're at the table again. Well, unfortunately, Judd Trump's put in a ridiculous long pot. He's put the colour in as well. I think he came up for the pink, and now he's going to build a break. So we'll be back in a moment and see how far behind we are. Well, we're back rather surprisingly with Judd Trump on 29. He's just given away a foul, and he looks like he's in a pretty poor position. So if we go and view the table, it looks like he can't pot a red from here. So we're going to force him to continue because we don't want to take the shot from here. Hopefully he'll make a mistake and leave us on a red. I don't know what he's going to do. Of course it's just the roll up. We haven't had the update yet, but it'll allow us to play a good safety shot and try and get back up to the top cushion. So if we clip the red on the left hand side here, we can just try and get in behind the black. There's no real intention of playing a big shot, and obviously we're not going to play a huge amount of spin on it, so we're just going to try and get off the cushion. We're playing forward as much as possible, and if we can get to the bottom of the table, then that would be absolutely great. We're going to play it quite powerfully, just try and get in behind the black off two cushions, and if it doesn't work out, then so be it. It might turn into an incidental plan. We've absolutely knocked the black out of play, which with the way Trump plays on the break is probably quite a good thing, but we've managed to get the white tight to the cushion, and the red's fairly safe, although Judd Trump will probably produce something special. We'll just see off this shot. We might be back to the table straight away. We are, as Trump goes for another pot, and he manages to miss it to the top right cushion. He's not left anything on. The red's gone safe behind the green, and we're going to have to play a safety shot again just to try and make sure we don't give anything away. At the same time, I'm trying to get reds away from the pack. We want to have 2 or 3 loose if we can attack the frame, but obviously that relies on a Trump mistake. We can't go back up to the top now. We've got to try and get onto the top cushion again. So let's just try and play this with a little bit of spin and see if we can get onto the bottom cushion. We'll play off the side. We're just going to take a bit of the power off, and we do need to have a bit of backspin if possible. So there we're going to go for it and just try and play a generalised safety. 30%, we've underhit it as well. We've split the reds and got onto the side cushion, and if we've managed to get away with that, then we're very, very lucky. We don't deserve to, considering the standard of it, and it looks like Trump's got one to the middle and he's going to build another break again. So we'll be back if we get another chance at the table, but with 2 mistakes made now, it doesn't look like we're going to get another chance. We'll let Judd Trump finish his break, and we'll probably be back for the second frame. So we're back at the table, but unfortunately it's after Judd Trump's made a half-century break. He's got 88 on the board and we've got nowhere within sight. He leads by 76 and there's only 43 on the table, which means we need quite a few snookers. 9 in fact, I think, if I've done my maths right off the top of my head. So we're just going to concede the frame and move on to the second one, hoping we can get it back on level terms. I highly doubt we will. We're playing against these top 10 players. We've only taken 1 frame and this is well into our 3rd match now. So we've got the break off. We're going to see that, and then we'll probably watch Judd Trump build a break again. It is going to make for quite short episodes early on, but we've just got to get enough points on the board that we can get one event where we're playing against a lower opposition player, and we'll be able to take advantage then and take our big step towards glory. So the break off seems to work at about 40%, so we're going to go for that and see what happens. You'll see if we're improving at all from the first game. We've got that spot on in terms of the power bar, so we're improving in that sense if nothing else, but we've completely completely underhit that, and if the blue doesn't cover the red, we're in big trouble. It doesn't look like it has. What an awful break-off shot. We've normally been doing those okay. Although we've not been leading to pots in the past, we have still lost out in the safety exchanges, but on this occasion we've completely messed it up, and unfortunately Judd Trump's going to build a break. He's able to go into the reds from the first black. It looks like he's got 2 or 3 to choose from, so he's going to open up a big lead here, and we'll be lucky if we get a second chance at the table. So the break-off shot might be the last of the episode, but we'll come back once we've seen Judd Trump's break. I presume that red's going to roll in, and it does, so unfortunately it looks like it's all over. We'll come back if we get another chance at the table. If not, we'll have a summary of the match at the end. Well, Judd Trump's given us a lifeline after a break of just 25. He's made a little error, and we've got a little chance. It's a bit tricky. We've got a roll-in of the red towards the middle pocket on the left, but we can get the cue ball safe, and that's the most important thing. So we've picked our general shot. It's going to be really difficult to roll this one in, but if we hit it light enough, we should go up towards the baulk cushion, and if we can get in behind the yellow, then great, but I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. We're going to hit it really lightly, just try and get up towards the top. I think because we're hitting the ball quite full on, we need to go for around 30%. The power's been the hardest thing to get used to. So let's try that. We've hit it at 28. It's nowhere near hard enough, but luckily we've potted the red. So we're going to be on the green or brown now, and we can come back down for one of the reds near the middle. So let's have a look at the brown, see if we can get on that. We're too high to be on the blue. We have got the pink to the bottom, but I think that's covered as well. So we're going to go for the brown to the top pocket. It should allow us to screw back for the reds in the middle. We've picked the general shot again then. We're perfect there, so let's try and screw back a little. And we're going to go for quite hard this time. Try and get back for a red to the middle pocket, or one towards the bottom of the pot cushion. Unfortunately, we've not managed that. We're onto a red to the bottom though, so although we're not getting the positioning right, we're still able to build our break. With a break of just 5 though, we need some higher value colours, particularly with the amount of mistakes we make, to ensure that we still get a winning break on the board. With our top one being 34, it doesn't look like we'll win it on one visit, but if we can get a good break and then get the ball safe, hopefully we can get a frame on the board. We've only won 1 against Mark Allen, so hopefully we can add 1. It would be nice to win a frame on camera, even if we're not going to win a match. There's a possibility of getting on the black here, but I'm not quite sure how realistic it is. So we're just going to play it at 52% power and give ourselves an option at either the black or pink and see which one works out. We're playing with the rest, so it's a little bit difficult, but it's a lovely pot and we're on the black and we should be able to get onto the red to the bottom cushion. That could be a perfect start to the break. Let's pick our general shot again with the black then. We're going to need to just literally roll this in. Otherwise we're not going to be able to get on the red at all. We might have to have a little bit of screw back, but if we hit it light enough, we should be okay. We're going to try and screw back again then. Just at about 30% power. That should work out quite nicely. Let's see if we can get the sweet spot. We've managed it again, and we've got a little bit of an angle on the red, so hopefully we can get up for the black again. It's a really good start for us, and it's the most assured we've looked. Even though our positioning's not been great, the pots have all been solid. So again, we've not got much of an angle, but we're going to go for plenty of top spin, hit it right at the top of the ball, and with about 60% we should be able to get off the cushion and on towards the black or pink. A really lovely shot. We've overhit it slightly, and we've actually ended up with the black to the opposite pocket. I don't care as long as we're on it, but that's dramatically overhit. I can even see the little chalk lines on the table there. Really lovely bit of detail. It's a really good game and such an immersive experience. If you are a snooker fan, even casually, I'd recommend getting it. I do watch quite a lot of snooker, so it's a game I really enjoy, and as I mentioned, I've had previous editions by other manufacturers, but this game's really good, probably the best of the bunch. To be honest, you'd expect it to be after an 8-year break from snooker games, but it really is a good experience, and probably even more than I was expecting. So let's see if we can build a real frame winning break. It would be a lovely way to end the episode. We've just got a simple shot off the cushion here, with 2 or 3 reds to choose from if we get it right. We've overhit it slightly, which takes the 2 out to the middle, but we've got 1 to the bottom corner, which is absolutely perfect. We've actually nudged the red into a perfect position too, so we might go for that. Just in case we get out of position on the bottom reds, it gives us an extra opportunity to come up for pink or blue. With the way we're playing and our lack of positioning, the more obstacles we can take out of the way to get on the colours, the better it'll be for our chances. So let's just pick a general shot to the middle there. We're going to be in for the corner of it, and we're just going to screw back and try and get on the black. We're not going to hit it that hard. If we've got pink to middle or black to bottom, we've given ourselves 2 chances of getting it right. So we're going to go for the sweet spot again. We've just slightly under hit it, but we're on for the pink to the middle and for the black to the bottom. So let's see if we can find the right place for the black here. We want to try and get on the colour again. If we've got too much of a cone, we'll switch up for the pink, but I think we can get this one quite comfortably. It looks like it's a relatively straightforward pot. Those will probably be famous last words. We're going to put a bit of forward spin on it as well. See if we can hit it around 40%. 44 will do nicely, and just see if we can get back on for the red towards the middle and split the pack as well. That is absolutely perfect, and this is now a frame winning opportunity. Even for a novice like me, you haven't got too many reds that can cause a problem. The break's 29, so we're just a red and black away from our record break. It would be absolutely brilliant. We're going to go for one of the reds to the bottom here, just to take out an obstacle and see if we can get the pink back on its spot as well. So that's a perfect ideal for us. We're not going to hit it too hard, but we are going to put a bit of backspin to get on the pink. So again, about 45% is perfect, and we just want to get the ball in the corner of the pocket. A perfect shot there. We're onto the pink, and then we should be able to go for the red above the blue. It's a really nice break so far. This pink will give us our record break of our short career so far, and it will put us onto another red, meaning we can go for our first half century break as well. It could be an episode of milestones. I know they're relatively small ones for those of you who keep bragging about century breaks on Twitter, but I'm still going to have a go here and try and get myself on a red. We've got the pink into the middle pocket. We shouldn't be missing this one. It's lovely, it's nestled in. We've got our record break of 36, and we're still on another red, and this is a real good opportunity for a big one. We've not been able to split the red successfully before, so this is our first chance to really make it count and build ourselves a half century break. Let's pick our general shot for the red then. That's perfect. We're going to bring the power down again. We should be able to get on the black or pink from this one just by rolling it in and going down off the side cushion. So 21% power is perfect. We should be able to pot this no problems, and even for the novice we're building a big break now. We've got to bounce off the cushion slightly, which we have thankfully. That could have made things a little bit more tricky, but we've got another shot of the black here to come off the top cushion and get onto one of those reds to the opposite corner. It's a really good break so far. I know some of you will be saying, what on earth are you doing with the positioning? It's all wrong. I know that, and I know it's not particularly realistic, some of the shots I'm taking, but I've got to give myself the best opportunity as a novice. I'm playing as I would as an amateur down at a local club, so let's just accept it for now and try and make sure it gets us a 50. We've come off the cushion nicely, we've gone nice and high, and we may even be onto the red to the middle, although we can pick the one into the bottom pocket if we prefer. I think we're going to go for the red to the middle just to take out that obstacle of getting onto the blue. So there's our general shot again. We're definitely going to take the power down. Even if we just roll it in and get onto the pink, that's about all we can ask for at the minute. So we're going to hit it around 30%, just under in fact, to try and roll it in and get off the cushion, and then we'll be onto the pink to the bottom corner. We've come nice and high on it. It's just about what we wanted. Maybe an inch or two too far, but it'll do for now, and we should be able to get past the red okay. Now we've got an obstacle because we can't get past the red, so we're going to have to go for an alternative. We can't get on the green either. The blue's a bit of a tricky shot into the corner, so I'm going to go for the yellow, and we're just going to roll back down the table. First obstacle of the match. We've hit an awful positional shot. It was a simple one, and we've tried to roll it again. One thing I would advise to any of you struggling to build a break, whatever power you think you should be hitting it with, take 5% off, because it's the same mistake I've made 100 times, and it really does get frustrating. So just take 5% off. I was thinking 55 there. We've gone back down to 50, but then I've overhit it grossly, which has taken out that error. So we gave ourselves a little bit of leeway, but because we've overhit it by 5%, we've then made the mistake we would have initially. We're lucky that we've got a red to the corner, and with this one plus a colour, we do achieve our first half century break. So we're just going to try and roll it in. Again, we're trying to build a break, and we're going to put a little backspin onto it, just to try and roll up for the pink or blue. So 35%. Again, I was thinking higher, but we're learning our lesson and taking some off, and even that's a little bit too powerful, though we have just about got onto the blue. Again, we've got the bulk colours if we need them, so let's just see if we can put this in and get ourselves a half century. The general shot on the blue's too difficult. In normal circumstances I might have taken it on, but for this one we're just going to go yellow again and make sure we keep the break building. We've got a chance to win a frame here against a world class player, and it's important we try and do that, even if it means taking a bit longer. So we're going to drop it to about 55% just to make sure we get past the green. I've applied the tiniest bit of backspin on the cue ball, and hopefully that'll see us pass comfortably. We're using the rest, so we just want to make sure of the pot. We've managed to get past the green, and we can connect with the red, even though it's going to be a really long pot, and that's about all I could ask for from that one. We've got a break of 50, that's a huge accomplishment, and we've even got an achievement to go with it. An experienced break apparently, but they haven't been watching how difficult we made it look. So still a frame winning opportunity, but it's a difficult pot. Let's see how big the cone is. It's not too bad actually, so we might be able to put this in the corner, but either way we're going to try and get on the black or pink and just roll it in rather than going for power. If it's near the corner of the pocket, we want it to drop in rather than being hit in between the two sides, because we've put too much power on it. We've got the red in, but we're not on a colour easily. The black's out of the question, it's just too low. We'll try and get the pink to the middle if that's not too bad, but again we're making it tricky for ourselves to try and get back onto our reds. So although we're making this break look very difficult, I don't regret playing on pro difficulty. It really makes it more immersive. I love the fact that you can make mistakes, you can run out of position, you don't have a perfect guide telling you exactly how to do it. We're going to try and put a bit of forward top spin on this, just to try and get off the top cushion. Go for about 50%, we don't want to hit it too hard, because otherwise the pink risks not going into the middle pocket. But if we can get off the top cushion and back down again, that would be absolutely perfect. We've got the pink in, that's step one. We're coming back down the table nicely. We've missed the middle pocket, which is great. The cue ball's just bounced off the cushion enough, and we've actually got a relatively straightforward pot now. So hopefully this is going to be a frame winning break. We've got one to the bottom corner, which is nice, and we should have no trouble getting on the black or pink if we can just roll it in nicely. So 24%, not too much at all, and we've nearly hit that perfectly. It's just bounced off the cushion, and now we've got black or pink to choose from. Absolutely fantastic, and it looks like we're going to win the frame. We're now got a lead of 33 if I make that right, so this black would put us in an unassailable lead, but I don't bank on myself not to get a foul, so it would be nice to get the final red in as well. So we should be able to just roll the black in, again try and come up with a little bit of backspin, and hopefully we can just make sure we're not snookered on the red once the black's been respotted. So again just 30 odd percent, not too much at all. We've come off the cushion and past the black spot, and although the red's not an easy pot now, it means that we've certainly got a clear view at it rather than having to try and go round the black. So it's going to be a massive cone for this shot, but we have got a 65 break. I'm absolutely delighted with it, as much as it's been painful to watch. 10 reds and 10 colours is brilliant, and although we haven't got anywhere near the maximum break of 80, and we've not really used the blue as well as we should have, we've managed to make up for it with the bulk colours, and we've managed to get a break that should win us the frame. So again, I'm not worried about getting on a colour at all here. I'm just going to try and roll in the red, and if we get on a colour, that's great. It's missed the pocket. We've put the black out of play though, which could be absolutely crucial, because if Judd Trump wants to pot the red, then he's not going to be able to pot the black with it. It means our lead's even bigger, and now he needs a 5-point snooker rather than a 4.1, and if he pots the pink or the blue, that's only going to increase that more. He's played a safety shot there, so we're going to try and get the red in behind the black, and then roll up for the top cushion. I'm not making it look particularly easy, but let's just see if we can pull it off. So we're going to roll it gently, probably about 25%. We're going to hit the ball about half on, so the ball won't roll up too quickly, as it's got plenty of contact on it beforehand. So let's just see if we can get it in. We want to make sure that we don't pot the cue ball. That would be an absolute disaster at this point, and that's the one part a guide does help an idiot like me with. So I'm going to roll it back even more, just to about 21-22%, and we're going to go for this shot and learn as we're on the job. We've managed to get the red into play, and we've pretty much lined up the pot for him. That is absolutely awful unless the blue comes to our rescue. It absolutely hasn't, but again, he's not on the black, and that's the most important thing for me. He has decided to go for a safety again rather than trying to put the red in, because he knows he's not on a big colour, and I think he may have snookered us here. If we can get to the outside of the red, that would be great, as I don't fancy my chances off a cushion. Again, we're going to go for the pot, because if we can roll the red in, it's frame over, and although we're not going to get on a colour, just putting the red in and seeing this frame out would be absolutely fantastic. So let's take all the pace of it. We're going to go down to 25%. We just want to roll it in. We don't care where we end up as long as we don't put the white ball in as well. Thankfully the cue ball's safe. The red is in the pocket and we have won a frame against Judd Trump. I'm just going to put in the green for safety as well. If we can get on the yellow, that's great, but it's not the most important thing at this time. So we're going to come off the baulk cushion. Again, about 35% power. We'll probably come too far, but I'm just about getting the frame over and done with now. We've put the green in nicely. We'll roll the yellow down the table. If we can get it in the bottom corner, great, but for now I'm not worried about that either. It's been a really sloppy frame and we've done well to drag it into a battle, because if it was a test of break building between two people, we certainly wouldn't be coming out on top. I'm really delighted with a 65 break. We'll try and roll this one in too, but as long as the cue ball's not in the pocket, we're absolutely delighted. I'm hoping he'll concede at this point. We've managed to just roll the yellow safe as well. A wonderful outcome for us, and hopefully he'll concede the frame. He has. It's one frame all. Judd Trump concedes, and what a wonderful time it is to get a frame on the board. Judd Trump's going to break, but we will leave it there, as I'm aware this episode's gone on a while, particularly because of my awful attempts at break building. But if you did enjoy this episode and watching the struggles of Sean O'Sullivan, controlled by me of course, then do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel for weekly content from Snooker 19, give me your feedback as it's the first non-football game I've made content for. I really love playing games like snooker, cricket and golf, but I've never put them on the channel before, so do let me know what you think of it and anything else you'd like to see. If you want to see other parts of the career mode that I've missed, then let me know and I can show you in more detail. There's also daily content on the channel from 2 long-term FM19 stories. If you're playing the game already, let me know what you think of it down below. Do you agree with me? I find it a really immersive experience, but if you're having any problems with it other than the roll-up safety shots, which I think is fixed for other consoles and the PC now, then do let me know down in the comments. Let's make it a forum for Snooker 19 players. What do you think of the game? Any questions you want to ask, and let's have a discussion about it. If you're a snooker fan in real life as well, let me know what you're thinking of the World Championship. As this one comes out, we'll be nearly a week in, so any big surprises that have happened since I've recorded this, you can have a chat about them as well. I'm happy to talk. I'll be watching plenty of the coverage, so let me know what you're thinking of the tournament. But a massive thanks for watching and your continued support with the series. If you are new to it and this is your first time on the channel, then do subscribe for Snooker 19 content as well as other sports games and Football Manager. But a massive thanks for watching again, and we'll see you next time.